Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Real Madrid 4, Barcelona 1. Real Madrid are the Supercopa champions for 2024 in a game, in a results, in a victory that I don't think many people are surprised, considering the weaknesses and the problems that Barcelona have right now. I did say in the preview that you can't call this game from the start simply because Barcelona might show up with that kind of hunger that they're looking for to restart their season. But we didn't see that. And I think many people would have said Real Madrid, and many people would not have been surprised if Real Madrid had won it. And I'm not surprised. You know, definitely I think Real Madrid fans have the right to celebrate, of course, after seeing the team win this. Of course, it's not the biggest trophy you can win, but every trophy counts. Let's be honest about that. Yes, it might be a Super Copa. Yes, last season we only won realistically a Copa del Rey, but these little trophies add up. And Florentino Perez is now the most successful Real Madrid president with the amount of trophies won. So definitely, a big moment, and especially for the likes of Bellingham and Arda Güler and Joselu and Fran Garcia. It's their first trophy, and this will give them that winning mentality. This will give them, and even Brahim Diaz as well. This will give them that push. That okay, now that we have won the Super Copa, we want to win La Liga, we want to win Champions Leagues, we want to win this, we want to win that. That mentality kicks in. When you're winning, you want to win. And that is how footballers become successful. Because imagine you're at a team that are not winning anything. Where do you get that motivation from? You don't get it. So it's good that we kickstart, the winning mentality this season with a trophy win in the Super Copa. Of course, like I said, it's not the biggest trophy. It may not be the hardest trophy. Yes, I don't think it's the hardest. In terms of the two games we played, yes, the two teams were probably the two other great teams. No disrespect to Osasuna, but they were pretty much, especially this Barcelona game, comfortable. I mean, Atletico gave us much more of a fight. And that tells you a lot about Barcelona this season when Atletico, who are usually not as good in terms of, head to head, go and play better than Barcelona and give a better fight than Barcelona. Certainly, um, concerns for Barcelona, but we'll get onto that in just a little bit. Um, but let's talk about the goals. Vinicius Junior, by the way, I think that he is definitely one of the best players in the world right now. And I know he was injured and he has suffered two injuries this season already, but he's back, and he's back to scoring goals, and he's got a hat trick in an El Clasico. And it does not matter if it's a Super Copa game, or a La Liga game, or a Champions League game, or a Copa del Rey game. Every time we play Barcelona, the standards and expectations are still there. So to score a hat trick, I think that he's clear for man of the match, definitely. But Bellingham, that first assist for the first goal, that was a great ball, true. And you look at the Barcelona defenders, Christensen, Kunde were having tough times. Like, I don't think they have had worse opponents in terms of one player that can scare them as much as Vini did. Vinicius was cooking Christensen, Kunde, Araujo, and Balde. He was cooking them, and that tells you a lot. That first goal, he runs through the entire defense. He rounds past Inaki Pena, and I think the goalkeeper does affect the team as well, because if this was the Stegen, I think Barcelona would not have considered those four goals. Certainly, I don't think that second goal, maybe. Um, Well, maybe. But I would say that all four goals were down to the defense. I wouldn't put it so much to the keeper, but the defense, Vinicius and Rodrigo were cooking Balde, Christensen, Kunde, and Araujo, and that was really facts. That was facts. But great first goal. 7 minutes in, you thought, okay, now we're gonna see two teams now get at it, because I say in my preview, whoever score first will have the motivation to go and win the game and score the second and score the third, and that's what happened. And it took 3 minutes. 3 minutes for Vinicius Junior to score his second. Again, another great pass. If I'm not wrong, it was Valverde. Great through pass for Rodrigo. Squares it across. Vinicius slides it in, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where and how you score. A goal is a goal, and that was his second. The third goal, I think, was questionable. Was it a penalty? A ball was sent into the box, and Araujo and Vinicius were challenging for it, and it seemed like maybe Araujo did push Vinicius, but for me, I think that wasn't a penalty personally. I think it's very soft. I'm not sure if he got a yellow card for that as well, because if I'm not wrong, Araujo got 2 yellows and a send off. Yeah, he got sent off with 2 yellows. He did get a yellow card for that. Oh yeah, that's the Lewandowski goal that I'll talk about first. Yeah, the Lewandowski goal, what a finish from Lewandowski. I would say it was the best goal of the game. Yes, they were 2-0 down, and yes, it didn't really mean much for them in the end, but ball in the sky, volleys, first time volley. Lunin could do nothing about that, but that was a great goal from Lewandowski. Back to that Vinicius hat-trick goal. Penalty, Araujo gets a yellow card. Not a penalty in my opinion. And he finishes it nicely. Hat-trick, 3-1, heading into the break. And then Rodrigo, with the 4th, Vinicius does well. He tried to make a pass into the box, which Kunde intercepts, but only as far as Rodrigo, who scores. And then 7 minutes later, Araujo gets a second yellow and a red. I don't think that was a second yellow, first of all. And I don't think that was a yellow. I don't think the first one was a yellow. I don't think the second one was a yellow. Again, it's a push. And this is a physical. This is a contact spot. I mean, I think if we are giving penalties and cards for push, I think every game you're going to see 5, 6, 7 yellow, red cards. Simply because football is about contact and it's about physical contact. If your opponent is there and you're trying to win the ball away, what do? Do you just stand there and let him run past you, or do you give him a little bit of a push to win the ball back? Of course, it's the latter. But I don't know, and I don't understand why both were yellow cards. Of course, ended up being an advantage for Real Madrid, but I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, definitely a red card, because I'm a Real Madrid fan. Nah, I'm going to be honest, and I don't think it was a red. I don't think it was even a yellow, personally. I'll talk about Barcelona a little bit because I was disappointed. And Xavi came out and said, look, Real Madrid deserved it, and that is the hard truth. And I feel for Xavi. Of course, I don't feel bad for Barcelona. I feel for Xavi because what can he do? His backline, he has no Inigo Martinez, and he has no Cancelo, which already means that Araujo has to play right back, and Christensen has to come in at centre back. That is probably a big downgrade. The midfield, he had to play De Jong, Gundogan, Pedri. They are good. Sergio Roberto, in the midfield zone, and it was a front two of Ferran Torres and Lewandowski. I mean, no Rafinha, of course. No Gavi, of course. Felix was on the bench. I'm not sure why he didn't start, in my opinion. I think he should have started. And, Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez. But you look at the bench. Real Madrid just had more. And we don't even have many players. Like Real Madrid, you look at the Real Madrid bench. Modric, okay, can come on and bring something. Camavinga, okay. Jose Lu, okay. Ceballos, okay. Brahim Diaz, okay. Fran Garcia, Arda Güler, and Kepa. But we'll exclude Kepa because he's a keeper. But we had more in the starting 11 today as compared to Barcelona and on the bench. and individuals won us the game. Like Vinicius won us the game single-handedly. Let's be honest. Let's be clear about that. Of course, it's a team game, but single-handedly he's done it. But let's go to the starting 11. Leading goal. Look, the goal, I can't blame him. Expecting him to play because obviously the Kepa game against Atletico wasn't the best, and I'm not saying it's his fault 100%. In fact, I don't think it's 100% his fault. I think you could give him the 70% of blame, maybe 75% of the blame, but you cannot give him 100% of blame. Carvajal, not as active as he was against Atletico, but didn't need to be. Mendy, again, similarly not as active as he was against Atletico, but again, didn't need to be. The two centre backs, Nacho, good to see him take up the shoes of a Benzema, and even before that, a Ramos and Marcelo. Now he's the club captain, leaves the trophy. I'm happy for him. You know, he's a player who puts in the shift when you need him to. He's a player who is always there. And Nacho is a leader, he's an experienced player, and he has to come in and do the job, at which he has. Rudiger, as always, has been top. The midfield was incredible. I think if you want to win against any team, Tchouaméni is the main guy. If you are playing Man City tomorrow, you can choose one midfield that is guaranteed, or one player who is guaranteed in the midfield. Tchouaméni gets in, because he's the only one in the midfield that can do the defensive job, and that is very important. I thought Valverde had a fairly decent game, and Cruz as well. But for me, the front three were just on another level. I mean, Bellingham, the assist for the first goal, first trophy, happy for him. Rodrigo, assist and a goal again. You know, a great player. You know, getting, you know, into this team when, you know, in the past he seemed to be unhappy with his game time, and good to see him play well. And Vinicius Junior, back from injury, glad to see him perform the way he did, because we are going to need more of that, especially in the Champions League games. You know, these are the kind of games that Vinicius has to step up now. Now that we don't have a Benzema in the team, Vinicius has to be the one, and that has always been the case. It's not going to be Jude Bellingham, and I would not say it's going to be Rodrigo as well, although he can chip him in some goals. Modric came on, Camavinga came on, Joselu came on. You know, happy for him, first trophy. Ceballos, Brahim Diaz, again happy for him, first trophy. Fran Garcia didn't come on, but happy for him. And as well, Kepa as well. First trophy, although he might not be permanent, but happy for him. And, you know, the whole team. But, of course, this does not mean it's the end of the season now. We've got the Copa del Rey next against Atletico Madrid. And then we have got La Liga back. And then sooner than later, the Champions League is back on the 13th of February. So, it's going to come back. These games are going to come back. And now that this team has got, 3 days before the next game, 3-4 days before the next game, it's good that, you know, a bit of a rest. Of course, they have to fly back to Spain, of course, to play that game against Atletico. But happy to win a trophy. Happy that we have gotten a trophy this season. And let's find that winning mentality from here. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe. The drip's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.